seen your pretty face somewhere before, and with God as my witness, I don't wanna miss this. I'm walking through the door. You look like
hey YT, this is your girl Fluffy7285 coming to you with a video tutorial for Put Your Best Face Forward. I'm doing this video contest for Miss DaPlusSizeDiva, and I'm here to show you girl how I put my best face forward every day. So really quickly, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I am using 3D Face Creator by Ruby Kisses. I just started recently using this because I started using foundation again. So really quickly, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to try to do this in steps for you, so that way the video doesn't run long. So I'm just going to show you what I do right now. I don't really wear a lot of foundation because I don't care for it too much. It's always too bulky on me. But I just want a little bit of coverage on certain spots of my face that I have, you know, my flaws. And most of my flaws consist of being around my chin and a little bit around my cheeks and a little bit of dark under eye circles for lack of sleep. And really that's about it. So what I'm going to do is just use this concealer by by Ruby Kisses, and I'm just going to cover up these spots. And actually this concealer works so good that I really don't need to use anything else. And then basically what I'm going to do is just blend everything out, and it covers very well, and it gives me great coverage on the scarring for acne scars that I had. And then I'll blend everything out, and then I usually will set with a face powder, or actually a mineral powder. And again, I'm just going to spot cover these little marks that I have that I want to show. And then under my eyes. And I'm using an e.l.f. brush from their Dollar line, of course. This is their e.l.f. Concealer brush. And I'm just going to cover under my eyes. And then I always move it just a little bit down to my cheeks. Excuse me. And if you're wondering why I'm using a little mirror, there's a reason why. I used to own one of those huge magnifying mirrors, those, you know, and I swear, those are just evil mirrors, because I will sit there for hours, and I do mean hours, and I will check out every flaw, every pore, and you know what, I was making myself a little on the paranoid side about it, because I would look at every wrinkle and every flaw, and I was just like, oh, I can't handle it. So I ended up getting rid of it, and I ended up just buying this little mirror, which, believe it or not, works perfectly fine, and I don't need, and I won't trip off it. I like use it for basically nowadays, it's just to put my eye makeup on. The rest of my makeup, pretty much sure, and for tweezing. But beyond that, nothing else. Okay, again, I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap the concealer around my eyes, because that's where I want the darkness to be covered. And then I just like pretty much do this a little bit just to get a little bit of blending when I blend out. And again, I'm just going to cover some of my blemishes with this foundation brush, concealer brush, excuse me. And again, I'm just going to cover some of these scars that I have, and that's pretty much it right there. Then I'm going to get this other brush that I use that's from Avon. It's also a foundation brush. And I'm just going to blend all this out. Blend, blend, blend. And because this concealer is so creamy, it really does cover other aspects of my face. So I just use that and I blend it out, like I said. Just blend everything out. And so I kind of use this concealer as my foundation. And again, I'm just going to blend all this concealer that I put on out, and to leave barely anything on. But again, this concealer is so fabulous. It really does cover a great deal of scars, marks, and you know, I really do. I'm really happy with the product. That's all I can say. And I'm a picky person, and I never say I like a product unless I like it. And I mean, that's really true, and I won't recommend it unless I say, oh, it's great. Again, that's all I'm going to do, just blend this whole thing out. Blend out, and then And if there's something I feel that's not covered, then I'll go back with the concealer again and add just a little bit more. Which I think I found a little right here, a little more over there. I just see it. Oh, there it is. Just a little bit. And again, just blend it out. I don't want it to seem, I want it to seem seamless. I want it to feel like it's a part of my skin. I don't want it to look like there's two tones. So again, I'm just going to blend all this concealer that I put on out. And there we go. As you can see, it's all blended out. I like to go in every direction possible. And as you know, I leave my eyes out when I do this because I use my eyelid primer to put on. And I don't want the concealer to be in the way of that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put my e.l.f. concealer on, primer, excuse me. And I'm going to just dab this on with my fingers because it's the consistency I like. This is just to show you what I do to get ready. And then I'll probably just do one eye for you so you can see what it looks like. And then from there, I will come back and show you the rest of the look. I also like to put primer on the bottom of my eye because I always put shadow there. And then I always put it all the way up to my brow because primer really sets the eyebrow pencil too. And since I have very little brows and I use eyebrow pencil all the time, I want my brows to be set and not falling off and wiping off easily. So there. Alright, there you go. Now, for my shadow, I'm going to do, like I said, a very neutral palette with a little bit of color here and there, but it's really going to be a neutral palette that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using, as you can see, my faithfully Milani Almondine shadow. And I'm going to use that in with my Smart Fluffy brush. And I'm going to just put that all over my eye because I want this to, because some of the eyeshadows I'm going to be using are going to be a little shiny. But again, I'm going to go over that with this because I don't want a shimmer shammer look today. I want somewhat of a matte. And the eyeshadows that I actually have are kind of on the shimmer shammer. So anyhow, okay, just going to apply this all over my lid, top to bottom. And then I'm going to apply a little bit under my eye. Again, I'm just going to apply that Almondine by Milani all over my eye on my other one. And a little bit under. Alright, there we go. Now what I'm going to apply next is going to be this, it's by e.l.f. and it's going to be this very, from this palette, which I can't even tell you what the name is, but it's going to be this kind of like a dark champagne color, the second color right here. Okay. With all my, I'm going to apply that with my e.l.f. shadow brush. I'm going to apply that on my lid. Pack it on. This is a really, really pretty color. I really like the color of this. But again, like I said, it could be a little overwhelming because it is so shimmery shammer. But I'm trying to do a daytime look, and there you go. And again, I'm just going to pack that on. There we go. Now, the next color that I'm going to put on going to be the very last color in this palette, this very, very coffee dark brownie color. And I'm going to put that in my crease. Now, because I'm getting a little fallout, I'm just going to get my little by Elf again fluffy brush. Now, a lot of people complain about this brush because it leaves hairs or whatever. You know what, honestly, this is all I use it for. Fallout. That's it. And I never have any problems with it. Again, so I'm just going to go back in there with this Elf defining brush and with that chocolate brown. And I am just going to work it into the crease. Work, work, work. And blend it in. And then I'm just going to use that angle and put the angle up and down into a windshield wiper of back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth and back and forth. And as you can see, that gives you a really great eye. But because, like I said, I want this to be a little bit more dramatic, I'm going to go back in there. And I'm just going to make it a little bit darker. There you go. And again, fallout. Just brush it away. And there you go. Well, actually, I think that looks really, really good. And I'm going to go back in there with my eyeshadow brush and just reapply that beigey color that we had on my lid. And just reapply that in there. And there you go. Then I'm also going to use this LA Colors Mineral Eyeshadow in black. And I'm going to get another e.l.f. brush. And I'm going to just tap into that color at the tips. Because I'm going to use this as basically like a liner on the top of my lid. Just to give my eye a little bit of a pop. And I'm going to try to get that as close as I can to my lashes. And I'm just going to tap that into there. There you go. And any fallout, again, just get my fluffy brush. Wipe away, wipe away. And as you can see, that looks really, really pretty. I really love this look. And that's all you gotta do is just tap that brush bristles into your lid, to your lash line, and there we go. And that's the look I'm trying to create. Pretty. Again, next step I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply my Rimmel eyebrow pencil in Hazel. Again, I've said this in my other videos. This is the only eyebrow pencil I use. I am so serious. I do not like any other eyebrow pencil because I've tried them. They suck. Well, they probably work for everybody else, but for the color that I like, this is the color that I choose, and I love it. It's Hazel by Rimmel, and I love this pencil. So what I'm going to do is do my brows, short little strokes. And there you go. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get that big fluffy brush that I was using for the Almondine by Milani, and I am just going to go back in that Almondine a little bit, lightly swish it around, and I am just going to go right over to the highlight area of my brow and just blend it in lightly. I don't want to overdo it because I don't want the work that I just did just to go. And there. Now the next thing I'm also going to do is I constantly use nothing but NYX eyeliner pencil. I'm going to put that in my waterline. Yes, I know this is a daytime look, but I always wear eyeliner for a daytime look anyway. Put that into my waterline. And then, but as you can see, I have it put very lightly so it kind of blends in with the other part of the eyeshadow that I did on the top. Okay, now that that's all done, that's pretty much what's going to be done here. Now my next step is going to be putting on blusher and bronzer, and I will get back to you on that. So, be right back. Okay, and I'm back. As you can see, I already did both my eyes. They both already did. Brows done too. And the next thing I'm doing is putting on some blusher. The color that I'm using is by Clinique, and it's called Cupcake. There you go. It's called Cupcake. Really, really pretty color. This is a bronzer color. And like I said, just because I'm doing a neutral palette, I wanted it to be a little bit on the light side. So I'm just going to do this all over the brush. I'm using my e.l.f. bronzing brush. And then going in there. Now again, this is a very neutral color. It's not overwhelming. I didn't want to put anything overwhelming. I don't know. On the cheeks just to give it a little bit. And there you go. Again, it's a very neutral color. You can barely see it as it is, and pretty much what I want it to do with the color. There you go. My shape in there. Okay. Now the next thing I'm also going to use is this Revlon Color Stay Mineral Finishing Powder that I love. It's called Suntan Matte. Love this color. Now this is another. I'm going to go in there and put this on my cheeks and a little bit to highlight my face. And I'm going to use a Bare Minerals kabuki brush, and I'm just going to swirl that all over the bristles. And I'm going to put that on my cheeks, and then up, and then under my chin. Under my chin, give me a little bit of contouring here and there so I can get some shape into my face. There you go. And then again, go back in there and do my other side. Now, the other thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to apply my false eyelashes on, and I'm going to be using my favorite Ardell's 111s. And that will probably be my last step for you to show you that I'm going to do with my mascara. And that way you can see how it looks, my completed look looks. Again, we're still go in there. Go in there again. Just to get that define some of that jaw. And go in here a little bit. Go down my nose a little bit. And then my lips. And then my chin. There you go. Now, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my false eyelashes. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to put one on, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I apply my false eyelashes on. Alright? Be right back. Okay, I returned. Now, I'm going to apply this lash on. As you can see, I already have the glue on. And again, these are my Ardell's 111s. These are my favorite lashes. Yes, they are extremely dramatic for a daytime look, but because they are my favorites, I love wearing them all the time. And because I really don't have much of a lash, I really like to pop and show these off as much as I possibly can. Again, I use my dual adhesive in clear. And I already applied it on the lash, and I'm already doing the 30-second dance because you need this this adhesive to be tacky when you apply it to your lash line. I use very invasive tools when I do this. Excuse me. I actually use a pair of scissors because I love them because they're narrow and they fit close to my eye. And I don't recommend you use this unless you've been doing false eyelashes for a while. And if you're new, please use tweezers, use your fingers, anything that makes you feel comfortable to do your eyelashes. But I'm comfortable putting the pair of scissors near my eyes because I've been doing this for a while. And again, we're doing the 30-second dance because we need the glue, the adhesive, to be tacky. Okay, Now what I'm going to do is try to, hopefully you can see this. Move this a little bit. There you go. And get as close as possible to your lash line. Now I always put extra adhesive on the corners of my lashes, and that's because I really want my corners to stay in place. So I always apply extra adhesive. Not a lot, but just a little bit more than I do around the rest of the lash line of the falsies. So then I'm going to put this right in the center of my eye. Press down gently. Tack in place. And go back in there, and again just gently tap it into place. There you go. And I just press these into my lash line. Now don't worry about the glue, because it does dry clear. It might look white right now, but again, it does dry clear. Alright. And there you go. And then I just do this gently. And there you go. You can see. Now the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mascara. This is Mary Kay Ultimate Mascara. I think that's. Sorry about that. I cut off and my battery died out. But anyhow, as you can see, I already have put on both of my false eyelashes. And I changed and got dressed for my outfit of the day that I'm going to be wearing for today. It's a light green sweater and a little tank underneath with a little pair of khakis. Anyhow, everything's already finished and done. The rest of my face is done. The only thing left to do is to put my lip gloss. It's my leg gloss. And the name of this came off, and I think this is called Mystic Mauve. But because everything else is so neutral, I thought a little bit of hint of color would be absolutely fabulous, and this is the perfect hint of color. These glosses are fabulous. If you have not picked these up, pick them up. They are so good. I love them. I have 3 of them, and I'm telling you, I am going to buy me more. And there you go. Here we go. This is my finished look, and this is my best face forward. And I hope it was great. I hope you learned something. I hope you took some tips from it, and I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I enjoy making it for you. Again, thanks YT. Thank you for the opportunity and the chance, Mr. Plus Size Diva. I'm loving this contest, and I am putting my best face forward for you. Bye!